So what we've learned today is a system that allows the practitioner to stabilize the patient in order to promote the healthy healing pathways. We've learned a variety of gateway tests to find the best way to create that stability. And once we've performed and established correction in all those gateway tests, then you have the permission to move on and dig deeper using your TOX testing and left spin testing and really getting into the meat of the matter. Okay? So let's review some of these. First test we'll do is the lymphatic challenge. So patient's thumbs are down, they're squeezing their arms together, you're going to squeeze tight. Good. She passed the test. If she didn't pass the test, if she was weak, we would apply the proper vials that are in your notes in order to correct that. For example, we might pick a lymph remedy or spagyric herbal remedy, so on and so forth. The next test we'll do is left brain, right brain. So squeeze the hands together, thumbs up this time. Squeeze tight. We're going to have the patient count backwards from 10 out loud and squeeze. Go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Perfect, no weakness. To elicit a right brain reaction as opposed to the left brain that we just did, we're going to have to hum a favorite song, but I'm not going to tell you what song. So she has to choose the song and hum it when you're ready. She loves Happy Birthday. So, there is no weakness in the left or right brain challenge. If there were, we would address it with minerals. Some of the key minerals for that include molybdenum, lithium, and strontium, which would be in your spectrolite. Also look at the cell salts for that. Okay. Another test in this position that's quick and easy, arm above your head. This is a gateway adrenal test. All we're going to do is pull the arm forward and the patient's going to resist. Best you can. Go. No problem. No weakness, no issue. Okay? We're going to have the patient lay on their back, supine. All things being equal, the patient has no raging medical contraindications to laying like this. They do have both legs, there's no prosthetics, etc. Raise your leg up, keep it in the air. So she's able to contract it so the quad works. I'm going to pulse the leg and see if it will weaken. You ready? Hold tight. And she got her magnesium a few hours ago. So she's passing the magnesium test remarkably. That test, should the muscle fail after a few pulsations, then we have to correct that with a magnesium product of some type, usually a bisglycinate or a chloride. Now, ideally, the muscle should be able to respond to at least 10 pulsations. So you have to work that problem if it doesn't, but it's usually magnesium. Okay? Another test we showed, leg is up, toe is in. We try and push down. Try it again. So that weakness, which should be in strength, is a marker for a cisterna-chyli congestion, which is your large lymph node around T10 to T12 in the spine. So what we have to do is figure out how to restore that tone nutritionally. So we're going to use a lower lymph remedy. If we think of an herbal remedy for this, we may use black radish. So we'll put the remedy on the body, put black radish intrinsic on the body. Ready? Keep it up. And it didn't perform well, so we're not going to look at another herbal. I'm going to consider a homeopathic. Since we're working in a drainage mentality, toe in. The drainage milieu corrects the condition. Remember, drainage milieu means spleen, thymus, liver, and connective tissue, so that's your intracellular drainage remedy. So we now have a way to correct that. And if you remember from all your notes, that's also an easy leaky gut gateway test. So that's another way to open the case for that. If we want to check essential fatty acid status using this method, if the patient holds their leg there, don't stand at the head of the table and drive it down. This is not a contest. You just need to apply some pressure. Ready? Resist. And she's got it perfectly. On a side note, we didn't discuss this, but that's also a test for something called facet imbrication. So if there's been a compressive load to the spine, that's a way to test for it. The way you would do that is just like the EFAs, but then relax and tug on the ankle and retest. If it goes weak after a traction challenge, you know you have compression in the vertebral spine, particularly the lumbars, and you have to address connective tissue, which is drainage milieu anyways. So you just learned another way to address chronic low back pain. Okay. We're going to sit you up again, and then for this we're going to come standing. I'll face the group. Excellent. We're going to have her approximate her arms. She's going to form a solid lock. I'm going to try and push her arms down. Don't let me. Good. She was able to maintain tone. That tells me that the physicality of the heart tissue has good tone. Same position. I'm going to try and push her hands up. She's going to resist. Don't let me. Try it again. And there's a slight imbalance. It's enough to warrant our attention. That imbalance tells us that the emotional field of the heart is slightly destabilized. Now, considering what we've done all day, that's not surprising. So, there's many different ways to address that. But since it's probably not hers in the first place, we'll do that. Push down. Rock solid. So that would be the heart song milieu, which is why I said practitioners need to have an open bottle at all times for you and your staff when things become heebie-jeebie. Okay? Another test we learned is modified Romberg as a quick way to assess many things, neuroinflammation, brain status, cerebellar function, so on and so forth. So we'll just do a modified Romberg. Stand on one leg and do not fall. Don't let your patient fall. Close your eyes when you're ready. Don't fall. And she's brilliant. Open your eyes. So she passed the test. Now, she does a lot of yoga. So we're going to challenge her. We're going to poke the bear. So keep your eyes open. And I want you to give me some complex movement, typically figure eights with the wrists. And she's doing both hands because she's very good at this. And we're going to try it with the eyes closed. That's brilliant. Okay, open your eyes and relax. Patient's performing great. Excellent cerebellar tone. No neuroinflammation. Moving on. We're going to demonstrate injury recall next, which is an eye movement test. To do that, the most efficient way is to destabilize the patient. So in your case, I'm going to have you stand on one leg, looking straight ahead. Do not fall. You're going to ask the patient to, with their eyes only, look as high up into their head as they can. And that destabilizes the patient. So in approximating that movement with vision, you're bringing up old issues in the tissues, particularly in the brain. Now, we've worked on a lot of people today, so again, it may not be hers. Either way, we come at it from what we already know. So one leg, when you're ready, look up into your skull. So it's the same issue that's trapped in the heart field. Relax. So this is bringing up something in your past that is destabilizing cerebellar function, which is not uncommon in practitioners. Now, the two most common remedies we find as anchors for these situations are minerals like spectrolite and things that keep us out of left spin like green light. So let's assess her for left spin.
What'd you give her just now?
Heart song milieu.
Again, okay.
Same thing that corrected that. So the easiest way to test for left spin using muscle testing is take a left spin vial and just approximate it to the body. So I'll bring it in towards the thymus, I'll bring it into the neck, we can bring it to the sinuses, we bring it towards the heart. I don't even touch her heart and her arm weakens. And actually the more I do it, it's coming up. Now, if the field is growing, it's repelling that out. You actually might be repelling that neuro-emotional dysfunction because it wasn't yours in the first place. But as I discussed earlier with lymphatic drainage, sometimes the lymph has to go into left spin in order to achieve something. So if we want to support the body's natural state of doing things, come in with left spin on the heart now. We gave her the heart song milieu. It will allow the body to do what it's trying to do. Many times, if left spin shows up in a particular organ, you want to support the pH of that organ. And one of my favorite remedies is green light, spectral light, but also vital life force. Now, one of the final steps before you can get into specific reflex testing is you have to measure the autonomic tone around the system. So how well is Vanessa working the gas and the brake? Is she able to respond to changes in the environment? Because you're going to be pushing her biofield around. So the easiest way to do that is find any strong muscle, proper form as always, and we're going to take an open palm and cover her belly button. I'm just blocking the belly button and her arm goes weak. That's good. If nothing happens when you do that, that's not good, and you do not proceed until you correct that. You do the same thing with the ears. In most circles, that's a physical blockage, that would be a neuroemotional blockage. In Vanessa's case, she's perfect. If she wasn't, we would still look at spectral light, green light, and heart song. And if those three didn't correct the field, we would have to go back and look at magnesium, essential fatty acids, everything you had done to this point, make sure you did everything correctly. If that still doesn't work, you have to remember that the body is a flow system and that we are still connective tissue. So sometimes you have to percuss tissue to create the flow, okay? So whether it's a quick exercise or running in place or hyperventilating, all of that is useful. Okay, now, if we've done our job and you did your screening correctly, then if you apply all of the remedies we found at this moment for Vanessa to be in tone, stand on one leg again. We're going to ask the body, did it work? Close your eyes. So we haven't made it worse. You can see there's change happening. Open your eyes. Look up when you're ready. And so we've established tone. Stand normal, arms forward. Push up, we're doing the heart test again. Push down. The beauty of muscle testing is it allows you to confirm all of your steps. I'll take those back. It also makes your remedy selection extremely specific, and it allows you to sharpen your sword even more. So the easiest way to practice is first study your remedy design and study your ingredients, because you have to know your pharmacobotany. You have to understand pharmacology to really understand the dynamics of why this is happening, and then practice, particularly on family, because they have no idea what's going on. Okay?